I'm your host, Alyssa Luce, and you're listening to the Favorite Self podcast. Today's episode is a continuation from season 1 about the foundational principles of how to transform into your favorite self. Energy is an extremely important foundation, and people talk about energy a lot nowadays. Usually when people think of energy, they think of electrical appliances or, electricity, or maybe you think of it as how you feel, right? If you're tired or you feel high energy, very awake, very lively. I personally learn better when I understand textbook definitions, right? So if you were to look up energy in the dictionary, it would have a few different definitions. The first one is the property of matter and radiation which is manifested as a capacity to perform work. That one's more of like the scholarly version. A simpler way of putting that is the strength or vitality required and or power. So you may be asking, okay, why is energy important in becoming my favorite self? Great question. I personally look at energy as so much more than what I just told you, right? These are just general definitions that if you were to look up the word energy in a dictionary, you would see. And I personally resonate with the first one, which is the property of matter and radiation, which is manifested as a capacity to perform work. Now, I agree with pretty much everything besides the perform work part. And let me explain. So you can look at energy as a physical property or as a non-physical property, meaning that the first definition, right, is the property of matter. Matter is usually something that's physical, right? Everything around you, whether you're listening to this on a cellular device, your television, your laptop, tablet, if you're wearing headphones, the clothing you're wearing, you are made of matter, right? These are like the physical things. So that includes all of these things. All of these things have a level of energy, whether it's really high energy or really low energy. And, the more denser, lower energies would be things that are probably inanimate, meaning they don't have any life, spirit, or soul. So like a table, a chair, clothing, etc. And then there are living things and beings that have high energy and vitality and life, right? And this is where the radiation part, right? So the property of matter and radiation, which is manifested. So there's a law, and this is just, a scientific law that is well known. I just don't remember who discovered it or, founded the idea. But the law is that energy is never created nor destroyed. It is only transformed, right? So matter, physical things and non-physical things, because things like oxygen, which you can't see, but scientists all agree oxygen exists, right? That is the foundation of living beings. That's how we all be in our human form. We need oxygen to breathe and for our brains to function and for our vital organs to keep us alive. This is physical matter, but it's not visible matter, right? So all energy is matter. All matter is energy and vice versa, right? Bear with me here in case I'm losing you. Just listen with an open mind. Now, the radiation which is manifested. So there's a book that I read recently in one of my book clubs. This isn't the Intentions of a Mastermind book club, but if you want more information on that, just send an email to faveselfpod@gmail.com with the subject book club. It's totally free. I'll send you the info. But this is a different book club I'm part of. It's called the Find Your Mind Book Club. It was founded by one of my friends that I participated in the Miss New York pageant with. I can tell that story if you guys are interested. Just let me know. And the book is called How to Stop Being Yourself. I'm drawing a blank. But Breaking the Habit of Being You by Dr. Joe Dispenza. Okay, that's the name of the book. And he basically explains the scientific law of quantum theory. And the theory is that there is no space or time, no location, and not that you're not a person, but like whatever identity you're choosing to be in this moment can be changed, basically. That's why the title is Breaking the Habit of Being You. Because, you constantly tell yourself a story to believe you are who you are in this moment. And the way that applies to energy is because everything that is matter is made up of the same things, right? Atoms or frequencies or energy. And in order for that radiation which is manifested, right? That part of energy to exist, that definition of energy to exist, there has to be a belief in that energy in order for that energy to exist. And what he explains in part 1 of the book is it's a specific theory that when you focus on an atom in like a microscope, the atom appears. But when you're not focusing on the atom, it looks invisible, like it's not there. But if you're looking for an atom and you believe an atom is there, the atom will appear. And if you really consider that theory and that idea, like you really ponder on it and think about everything that is in your life, and if you like just sit and take a look around you in this current moment and look at every single thing that is surrounding you, and you consider that every single thing is made up of energy, and it is an energy that you have to believe in order for it to exist. And this can be applied to a very basic level, like believing in a table or a chair, or a very etheric level, like believing in God, or believing in an organization, or believing in a political idea, right? Like very vast to very simple. Because everything is made up of matter and everything is energy. Now, the way that energy works is you have to believe in it in order for it to exist, right? So remember, the law of energy is never created nor destroyed. It is only transformed. So how can you use these theories, these scientific theories, to apply to your life and become your favorite self, right? If you consider every single thing around you is just energy, it's matter, it's something you believe in, and you want to have a different life, different surroundings, different energy that it manifests in your reality, then you can transform what is already around you to be anything you want. Literally anything. Now, how is the big question that most people would automatically ask. I totally understand. I'd recommend that you go listen to our Intentions is Everything episode, because I touch on a concept called the Teachability Index, which explains how things happen really doesn't matter. It has no effect at all. It's all about why you believe something. because that is what creates the purpose for that energy to manifest, right? So remember the definition: the property of matter and radiation, which is manifested as a capacity to perform work, right? Additional definitions: the strength or vitality required / power. So this is where this part of the definition comes in. It all depends on how much energy you're putting into an idea or belief. It all depends on the quality of the energy, right? So there was another episode that we did on the Favorite Self podcast, which is about opportunity. Opportunity is calling. That's the name of the episode. And it's about how you can basically dial into any emotional frequency to create an opportunity to experience more of that emotion. And a very common saying about emotions is emotions are energy in motion, or emotions is energy in motion, meaning that your feelings are matter, are energy that is manifested in that current moment, right? And your feeling and your beliefs behind what you see, what you experience, impact the quality as well as the quantity of the frequency, meaning how often you experience that energy or that matter. I would say a common example is money, right? If everything is energy, everything is matter, money falls into that category, right? I think everyone pretty much wants to make money. And if you regard money as what it is, which is energy, and you consider, where does this energy come from? Where does money come from? Money doesn't grow on trees. Money can't be grown in the wild. Money doesn't come from animals. Money can't be pulled out of thin air. Money comes from other people. There's a very popular saying as well, which is your net worth is your net work, meaning who you know is equivalent to the amount of dough in your pockets. Not necessarily that much, but assets and all that stuff. Just the people you have relationships with determine your financial equivalent. I guess that's the best way to define that. So when you put energy into relationships, like good quality energy, like you are constantly making people feel good, right? You're pleasing, you're agreeable, you're someone who makes people feel great. Now, this is really, really key to being your favorite self. Like, really listen to what I'm saying here right now. When you are being the person only you can be, like truly being yourself, other people can feel that energy. They feel that energy radiating from within you, and they know it's legit. That's why some people are famous, right? Like in this current day and age, Donald Trump is really famous. He actually almost got assassinated the other day. That's in case you want to look up the time that this recording is being made. And he is very popular because he's himself. And whether or not, you believe in politics or, you even follow politics, most people will think politicians are crooks, they're fakes, they're liars, whatever. But Donald Trump isn't even a politician. He's a businessman. But so many people love him because he is just himself. And then other people are just disgusted by him because he is himself. Do you get what I'm saying here? So when you treat your relationships with a high energy, right? With vitality, with power of love and appreciation and gratitude and all the good feelings, you grow your net worth. Like, it's inevitable because money only comes from other people. Like, you're never going to get money from anywhere else unless someone else gives you money. Now, why would someone give you money is the big question here. And typically, the way to maximize your income is to help people. And you can help people in any way, right? People get minimum wage jobs all the time. Or, they work for a company because they have a particular skill that they went to school for and, invested their time and energy into getting a degree and learning a specific set of techniques on how to make a certain income. At the end of the day, you're helping the CEO, the founder, the investors of that company to make money by using your skills. So if you hone in on your natural God-given abilities and talents, you're going to max out your income. Like, you are going to make all the money you are meant to make in this life. And the same way, if you're not putting the energy into being your absolute best favorite self, you're going to be missing out on your income. And the same thing with energy drainers, right? Things like watching TV all the time, being on social media all the time, being around people who have bad energy or they're always feeling miserable. I call them like shit magnets because all they do is complain. All they do is feel sorry for themselves. They play victim. They blame everybody for their problems and everything on their circumstances and why they're not doing, like, just full of excuses, full of failure disease. And it's because they're putting their energy into all the things they don't like and don't want about their life. But if they transform that energy and put it towards being their absolute best and most favorite self possible, the world will just be a better place because of it. So how can we, make this happen on a worldwide scale? You just have to be the leader. You have to be the one to put your best foot forward. You have to be the one to want to help others, and you will transform lives, including your own. So I highly, highly encourage you, if you need to listen to this episode again, if you have any questions, you could send me an email at faveselfpod@gmail.com. And I know this was a really short episode with a lot to unpack because I can go on and on and on about energy. I probably will make more episodes on it in the future, but if you have any specific questions, definitely send them in. That's faveselfpod@gmail.com. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram at intentionsoflight. But thank you guys so much for being here, for bearing with me in this one. I know sometimes concepts can seem a little out there, especially if they're new, but just be open-minded. Just consider, maybe you don't know everything. Maybe there's some things you don't know. Maybe there's some things you could potentially learn about that'll actually help you in life. And that's just what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you out, here to give you new perspective, give you some inspiration on how to just live a better quality life. And I hope to see you. I hope to talk to you again on the next episode.